Okay, good evening. How's everyone doing? I have not gone live in I don't know how long, especially on this channel. I'm gonna make sure I put the title here. Okay, so I just posted another video on the channel on YouTube and Spotify. Oh, and my camera died. Hold on. All right, I'll be right back. I have to change the connection here. Okay, am I back? Oh, goodness. All right, so marketing the studio with video edits, Canva versus iMovie. In the post that I just added to the channel, on YouTube and Spotify, it is going over the edits that I made to the website. And then I added video. And it went pretty well, but there are some flaws to it. So I have to redo some of it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to stay in Canva and create the video again, or do I want to switch it to iMovie and create the video there. But this is the video that I have so far. I also went over the mega menus. I finally figured out how it works, and I went to the support, not Shopify support, but the company that created the Prestige theme. They have a support button which takes you to an AI that does its best to answer your questions before you actually go to a normal person. But the AI was able to guide me into creating the mega menus properly, so that part is done. So what I need to do is recreate this video. Yeah, because there's dust on here on the print that I did not see until now. Oh boy. So yeah, I have to make this over again. But yeah, that video is up. Video editing in Canva, pros and cons. So I go over that, and it's long. It's almost 2 hours. So I was working on it for a while. And let's see, here's a video I created yesterday. Now in Canva, I had to use like a weird method in order to get this to work, but these are the video clips that I used, and I'm going to have to I'm going to have to do this over, I think, like from scratch. So let me see how. Let me pull this over here. Where is the file? No, this is yesterday. I think most of these I can use from yesterday, but the main one I needed to redo. Yeah, and I don't see it here. All right. It's too busy in here. So I'm going to take all of these, pull them here. Because that's something completely different. And that's one of the photos from I can go there. Okay. And now I need to create one for today. All right, so while I'm going through this, I will. Okay, I have my window here up for chat. Let me see if I can go over here as well. Oh, here we go. So I can see everyone's comments. If any comments come in. Okay. Oh, it's not going to let me go do this. All right, so I'll go into that one later. Now what do I need? I got my folder up, so I don't think I pulled the files. Hold on, let me see if I can get this one. Yeah, I'm gonna need my card reader. Hold on. Okay, close. iMovie wasn't that bad to edit. But I definitely want to do something more complex with the beginning of the podcast video. In terms of animating the logo. I have an idea, it's just what software do I really need to create it? The logo animation, because I didn't want something like basic, simple, but I don't know. I'll dig into that later once I get this done. Alright, so I got my card reader. Let me hook this up. There you go. Just drag them over. $5.25 gigabytes. me sign in. It's being difficult. All right. So this is, I'm done with that. This looks weird. I have to group it up by name. All right. So this is all the video I captured earlier this afternoon. Let's see, what's this? 23 seconds. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. Was I captured video that was, I think this is 2.5 minutes, a little over 2.5 minutes, and I'm gonna take pieces of it, splice it together. It doesn't have to necessarily be in order, but have pretty good sequence of shots and just look at what works. And then the other thing that I was missing from yesterday was in Canva, there's no image stabilization. So I pulled the video from, exported it out of Canva, brought it into iMovie, added the image stabilization, exported it again as a like a version 2, and then I added it to Shopify. So right now I'm debating on, do I want to pull it in iMovie or how do I want to do this? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create another version of this. So make a copy, and then call this as a 2. And go V2. That'll work. Okay. So now how can I do this? Okay. Start over. I'm going to go with Canva again. I'm going to pull this into here. Hold on, let me grab something else over here, because this is gonna drive me crazy. Let me see. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Wow, it's not in here. Okay. Weird. Man, it's not in here. Okay, well, I won't be able to fix it. All right. So this is in Canva. It's having a hard time uploading it. And yes, I've already looked into upgrading my computer. Well, I got a Mac Mini, so there's a few different ways I can do this, but I can either upgrade the Mac Mini, or I can save up more and get a MacBook Pro, which is what I really want because of the mobility. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing that I did yesterday, which is I'm going to take this timeline, shrink it all the way down to the beginning. So it's 0.1 second. And then I'm just going to run through it and see what I like. Okay, so let me run this really quick. I'm not crazy about that angle. Oh my gosh, I can barely see that. I didn't really like anything of that at all. You know what I may end up doing is combining the videos from yesterday with the one from today. Okay, I think I went the opposite. Yeah, this way. That one. That was a little too fast. I think I tried it several times and it took me a little while to get it right. So I would like this up here, this timeline, to be, thicker. Like the height of this to be like double the size. Yeah, I don't if I let me just look at the whole thing. Okay, right there. I think the first thing I finally saw was around here. Yeah, but it is wobbly so much. Oh man. Yeah, I don't see anything that really jumps out at me. Especially compared to what I was looking at yesterday. So I'm darn, that just didn't turn out the way I thought. I'm gonna have to make a tweak to this. I think that's the best thing for me to do, because man, that close up, it wasn't very good. Alright, so I'm going to copy the original from yesterday again, but I'm going to use this as a starting point. And I think that one scene or clip that really threw everything off, because if I run this, like, all of this is fine. What part is it? That part right there. There is... Hold on. This part over here. You may be able to see it on screen, but that is the issue. Everything else, I think it's fine. But yeah, that right there, that's not good. So if I can, like, I would even keep that. I would keep everything else the way that it is. But that one area or section, like, that's fine. That part right there is on the second slide, and then that's the third. So yeah, that second slide, I'm gonna have to figure out how to I don't know how to get it, make it better than it is. Yeah, so if I play the second slide, right there, it's just jumping out at me. And of course, this is not Photoshop, so I can't just mask it out. But let me see. That's gonna be, yeah, the whole thing needs to be replaced for sure. So I'm gonna go add page, and I'm gonna pull this up, and I'm gonna try to and it's only 6.7 seconds, so I don't need that much time, but it's gotta be on point. So there might be, okay, so that's the beginning one. I would say, because I want it to fall within that sequence. Right. I want to say right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so run it. Okay, that is decent. And then it kind of veers off. Yeah, that definitely needs stabilization if it's gonna hold. So I would say done on that one. And then I would take this and duplicate the page, go into this one, and see if I can find another instance where that stone that's more like a natural brown. It should be coming up right there. Okay, hold on. Let me try to grab this. I don't need both of these clips, but one of them has to be decent looking. Right there. And I veered off again. Oh my lord. My composition and how I was framing everything, it was much better from yesterday. Oh boy. Okay. Come on, don't jump. Right in there. That's a little better. All right. So I've got a couple of them so far, but then I also have to look at what's after. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this one. What is after? Is red. Okay. The signature. Okay. What's this one? It's red again, and then it's going to fade to white. Okay. All right. So basically the shot that's with the, I want to call it gold, but it's not gold. That's what I have to replace. So I've got two of them that are decent, but so I'm going to duplicate that again, and let's see what we got here. I'm going to close this up and open this one. That was actually decent. No, not that. But okay. Wait. It comes down to stop jumping. Okay, so it goes from, yeah, I don't want that part. Right there. What if I close this up? Like right before, because I don't want to go to white yet. But something like that. Yeah, where it kind of like is going to trail off, but it doesn't. So there's gonna be pieces in here that are decent. I just have to compare them and say, okay, which one of these do I want to use? Yeah, some of these are fine. I might have to jump around a little bit because yeah, that one's not, I don't think that's gonna work. I wanna focus on that gold over there, but it's just I can let that one go. What's this one? That's okay. This one. It's very fast. Yeah, I don't hang on to that shot long enough. The where this goes clearly into view, that part right there. So I'll keep looking. There's probably more. Alright, so I'm going to duplicate this one. And let's close this up. Let me look through this thing and see what's... it's too fast. I can tell this is going to be one clip by itself, but I've got to be able to, it has to be legible. Yeah, these are too fast. All right. So I know that part. What about the rest of this? Do I come back to it? Is the question. No, that's moving. Did I pause? My camera. Hold on. There I am. All right. Yeah, I was doing this yesterday too, where it was getting stuck on the previous clip. It runs through. No. I love that red color. It's very nice. Oh wow, I just don't stick with it long enough. There it is. That little, I see it too. Hold on. All right, from all right, so that was a good starting spot. Do I go back to it or? Not exactly. Yeah, that right there. That's the best I got. That's the best I have. So I think it's just that small moment the first time around, and that would be it. So I'm gonna go down. I think I want to tighten up on that a little bit more, because it goes off of the edge. So right there. I think that'll do it. Okay, so compare that with the one before. Yeah, it's like, do I need that one? All right, so I'm going to play them together and then see if. I like that one for sure, but not in front of this one. So I'm going to have to mix them up a little bit. And then, of course, this is going to be last. All right, hold on for a sec here. The first one's good. I like starting out with the red. It's the next one that I don't know. I'm going to push this down. What does this one do? All right, so that's the first. This is the second. Okay. This would be the third. Yeah, they all kind of end up on the red again. Let's going. I definitely want to keep that starting point. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be a gap in between them. So this one starts with the red. This one yeah, so I'm gonna tighten that up on this side. So instead of going back up to the red, I'm probably going to cut it off right there. Maybe even before it starts that jump upwards. And then this one is the what about this one? I'm thinking this might be at the end. Yeah, that last one, I just don't think it fits. All right, this one that goes, no, not that one. This one. I think that red has to come out again. Yep. Hmm. Oh, and I'm going to shorten this one up a little bit more too. So before it does that jump at the end, if I can control it better. That's better. All right, let's try that. Okay, I see here. This can come here. Okay, so the transition is between them all. All right, so let me try that again, because it was jumping in there for a little bit. Better, better. Okay. Yeah, see, you just jump to that red. It's much better. And then trail off. Okay, that's better. That's better. All right. So I got rid of that little dust particle, and I think that's it. Did my camera? Yeah, my camera's frozen again. Maybe I should switch out the cameras. I could. Oh boy. Because I do have the other one. Since this one keeps stalling. All right. So I like this one. Is it better than the other one? Maybe. But let's see, download. Okay. All right. Everything looks good. Now, what I'm going to do, because there is no image stabilizer in Canva, I'm going to bring it over to iMovie and apply some percentage of the image stabilizer. Okay, so let me drag this over. Here we go. So what do we got? Yeah, see how shaky it is? Okay. Yep, it's only 23 seconds. What else is there? So now we've got select everything. Okay. Drag you in here. Come on. It doesn't want to go with the... All right, so this little icon up here looks like a movie camera. It says stabilization. So click on that. 33% I think is the default. And then you just click on that button, analyzing for dominant motion. I imagine that this stabilizer feature works better in Final Cut Pro, but it should be okay for right now. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So that's pretty much all I want to do with that. So let's go up here. Very top right corner is the share button, export file. And let's see, quality is high, resolution 1080p. I do always compress it with better quality instead of it, processing faster. Excuse me. So I would say, what do I want to call this? Where is the other one? Brand 5D. I think that'll work. And then where do I want to put this? I hate when I do that. Let's see. All right, so is it going to give me a finished? There's my marketing folder. There we are. All right, I will give that a try. Well, I've got files. Yeah, there's a couple of versions. So I will see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to click on here, come to video, change, replace, and I want to use this one. All right, there we go. And let's see how it goes. I gotta see what that looks like on the live. All right, let's see how it turned out. I'm almost thinking that there needs to be a reference point. It's not terrible, but it's a little jumpy still. And then I have to add another video here for because this one is not really meant to be here. So I'm just going to use product video that I captured. And use that there. And then I did the same thing for the books. So I think it's the third. Yeah, this one I captured some video for this today. So if I can have that in there, that would be great. Yeah, the old one was jumpy too. I just didn't realize it. But there was so much dust in that one video that I had to replace it for sure. So alright, so I will stay with version 3. And then of course I have to add on, there's more. This is the postcard. Oh my goodness. This is the other one that I captured. Yeah, so I'm going to go through all of these. But that's pretty much my plan that I have. Now, whether I use Canva or iMovie, I just go with, I'm probably going to go iMovie now since I got the drag. Like, even if I complete it in Canva, there's no image stabilizer, so it's going to have to go, I'm going to have to pull it in here anyways. Yeah, I think this one turned out, fairly well. I didn't spend too much time on it, but I'll just clip these. 。 Yeah, I'll clip them and stitch them together. Because I think there's one at the end too where, let's see, I went through the page flip because I knew I wanted to get that one in there. Wait, that's an interesting angle right there. Yeah, I think I'm missing. This must be it right here. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I would have to piece that together for sure. Instead of like one continuous run of flipping pages, like have this beginning, have the end, but then in between here, I can put clips of this part. Yeah, I think that's how I want to do that. Okay, so I want this one in the front. That's actually going to be my starting point. Okay, and then go with stabilize. Now the image stabilizer you can use at varying degrees. Right now I'm at 33%, but if you increase it, you're just going to cut down the size of the scene. because it basically zooms in, as far as I can tell. So it starts cropping out everything that's closest to the edge. But I think 33% is the default. If you don't want the image cropped as much, you would, definitely go below 33%, start decreasing it, but then you're gonna, the image shake is still gonna be there. So you just have to find a happy medium. All right, what is my starting? If I trim this, all right. So then that would be a split. Okay. So here, yeah, so before it starts to wander off, I would say really cut this down if I can get it to move. Yep, that's better. And I'm trying to get the pacing of the movement right. All right, so let me, oh, that's extra. So I would say right about there. All right. That's another clip right there. Okay, so run it, run. Right about my goodness. Okay. So all this is extra. And then I would say right in here. So go from here yeah, I start messing with the focus. All right. So about the 2-minute mark, I can clip it there. And right in there. As soon as I do that little turn, $146. Right there. At this point, I'm just wondering what the rest of this looks like. Okay, so 233, I start to swing it over. All right, so let me trim this one down here. Okay, so I think this one can come all the way down. And as soon as it swings, I don't think I need to swing. Yeah, this is a whole different. Yeah, I think that's it. That last piece before it completely goes out. All right, let me stabilize those and that part will be wrapped up. Okay, so all of these are pieces, right? So I can move them, shift them around, maybe not use them at all, but at least I have some sort of clear idea of, because this is actually too much, but I have a clear idea of how I want this to look. Okay, let me do that again because this. Okay, so the initial hold on, there's gotta be a break in there. Okay, this before my hand gets in there. So I want to say right there. Yeah, and then on this one, when do I show the actual pages flip? Because at first my finger's in there. I can't really read those the way I want. I'm gonna go with that one. And then obviously what ends up happening is this can get broken up into different pieces. How much of it do I need? How much of it can get left out? Where am I gonna put it essentially? I was wondering what that noise was. This is a refrigerator. Okay, hold on. Okay. I mean, that looks like a good intro right there. This one in particular, that looks like a good intro. And then this one, that's sort of in the middle. But yeah, because if I go back to the beginning, it's kind of there. And then, yeah, so this is a good intro. Because remember that first video clip that I have on the website, it fades to white. And then if the next clip is on white and then it fades to the book, that's like a continuation into the next thing. So that would be good. But I don't need a lot, in terms of I actually think, excuse me, I wonder if I can save these individually, because I know in Canva I would be able to do that, but in here in iMovie I don't know if they'll let me do that, because I like these. I like how they're clipped right now. Let me see if I'm able to okay, so this is gonna stay. That's the opening. That's the next one. Okay. So this one is going to be there. So now when I go from the beginning, run it, it starts. Okay, so I think with this one, if I pull this back and just go probably right there at the most. Because here's the thing, I don't need it to be that long, you know? And that's gonna be the end, no question. And I might trim that down, you know? This seems like an in-between shot, but in between which one? Because this is the first, this is second, this one I would say is third for sure. This is gonna be the next one, and I don't think that's gonna be as long. I would probably, yeah, I would probably go from here, split it, and then have the ending. Where's the ending at? Right there. Yeah, right there. It's jumping a little bit. Okay. So turn, it keeps turning, keeps turning. Yeah, I don't think I need this shot. Or that one. Okay, so that's open, the opening. That's nice. That's the open. And I don't know. Because by the time I go back to the cover, I want it to be closed. You know? So I would say this is gone. And I don't need this to be 1 minute and 7 seconds. I would probably trim this down by a lot. Yeah, this one has to go. All right, so let me run this and see how it looks. It's jarring that switch over to it. And then I think that this part can be shorter. Like, as soon as that closes, right about there. And the ending's fine. The ending is fine. Let me just make sure. I almost think that these don't have to be back to back, but this can get split in half. It can jump to this one, and then it can trail off like that. So I think right around here, I'm gonna split it and then put this one in between, so that now when it's turning, whoops. Yeah, it cuts away. It goes back to turning. It closes. And then it starts to move off. Okay, that's better. That's much better. Let me just play the whole thing one more time. And this is about 34 seconds. Yeah, okay. This one needs it. All right. So what I'm going to do, gosh, I think that the only thing left is the if I want to add transitions, right? Yeah. Just a normal dissolve is fine. Okay, so everything has the image stabilization on there, 33%. And I think drag transition to timeline. Can I put it on everything or? Oh, nice, nice. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that one. What's going on with this? Can I back out? Oh my gosh. What happened? Maybe the image stabilizer messed it up or doesn't know what to do with it. Yeah, that's what it is. The image stabilizer doesn't know what to do with its turning pages. Okay, same thing with this one. So turn it off. Make sure everything's still working properly. Okay. Can I add this to everything at once? You know? I don't think I can. All right. Let's see what we got. Very nice, very nice. All right. Very nice. That's a wrap. Whew. Let's see, export file. So brand. What do we got? 5D. I keep doing that, don't I? Sorry. Studio. Books. Next. It is also going into marketing, so. All right. It's almost done. There's a little indicator up here in the top right corner. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so for the last thing I'm going to do for tonight, for the live, is I will add this video to the site. So, created one basically in Canva. The thing with Canva is that you can save the individual clips that you splice together, and I'm not sure if you can do that. I'm not sure if you can do that in iMovie. I have to look into it. But anyway, so what I want to do with this one for the books is I have this one obviously. I think what I would want with this too is for the clips to have that cross dissolve from iMovie in there as well. So if I can have that, that'll be great. And so that transition between the clips can be a lot smoother, because right now it's still jarring. So this is what I'm gonna replace here, that particular page. So it'll be a video, probably back to back. Okay, so I'm gonna click on here, come to here. Okay, so there's gonna be a still shot in between, I think, if I keep it there. But I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna move the books up to the second part, or is it right behind it? Gosh, and I can't use the book instead. Well, let me see if I can. Let's see, what can I do here? Okay, I can't add another block. I'm already maxed out at 6. So, gosh, which one do I want to move out of the way? I'll probably go dark light is out. and add a block, which will be video. So right there. I don't know. I'll see, because what I will probably do with this one is take this intro and have that link to the video instead of having the video run, because it's basically only showing Earth. So when someone wants to go to that particular image or photograph, then it's there. So I will probably move this button, this information up here to the video, and then it's not a duplicate really. With this one, I will add this video. All right, so now I know that when I go live, I will have to, my 5D takes up too much RAM probably. So I have to use my other camera. I think it uses less power. All right. Then let's see what we got here. Okay. Done. Yeah, and having those back to back would be really, really nice. So I just have to make sure that I have poetry collections, Prison of Despair, Learn More. So let's go with poetry collections. And then I've got a button with Learn More. And then, where is that? Oh, there's a product page for that. Let's see what we've got. I know I should be able to type in a name and just go to it, but here we go. And then there's a second button available. Okay. No, this looks really good. Okay, so the still image, I can delete that one. Right? And just go video. So now this one, I can go wall art, series stone, shop now. Okay. So I'm going to say wall art. Series stone. And then the button. Shop now. And then collections. Here we go. Okay. So now the image, whoops. This image can go. So now what happens is one video is going to fade into the other one, the next one. Yeah, so this one I'm gonna pull it into iMovie and add in at the cross dissolve. Yeah, I like that one. It's a little stark, but it's fine with the transition. But I like that cross dissolve. I mean, that's a really nice effect. So I'm going to have to. Okay, let me go ahead and save this. Save it. And see, now I still have 2 more blocks that I can add over here, which is nice. Okay, so reload. Yeah, and then that directly takes them to that series. Oh, wow, that would be so nice. So nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, okay, okay. All of these are for the Stone series, so I might as well show some other images and give those some love. Some of the other series. But man, those videos, they really liven up the presentation, like just by a lot, you know. Very, very nice. All right. I'm done. Yay, my camera is back. So I'm gonna close these down. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm gonna end up doing is saving these clips individually, bringing them into iMovie, adding the dissolve in between the clips, making sure the image stabilization is on, and then adding it back to the site as a like version 4, whatever version I'm on at this point. So that's all I've got right now. And that was a good session. Now, there are more videos that I captured, and the main, the main one for the campaign, the promotion, that's gonna be, I don't want to make it more than 30 seconds though. So I'm gonna have to take bits and pieces from everything and try to keep it very short, to the point, but match the presentation of the website. That's really what I want to do. So thank you guys for hanging out. Oh boy. and I will leave you with the website. Everybody take care. Have a good night.